Okay then, let's talk about this one by gear system. Now, I've expressed some skepticism in the past, and it's been quite an experience using it on this holiday. So these are my thoughts. Let's start off with the good. The gear range is very similar to my 2x system at home. In fact, the top gear is a little bit higher. When I'm pedaling relatively gently, like I am today, the system seems to work quite well for me. I don't mind those large jumps in the gears too much. I just adjust my speed to get the right cadence. So for me, something like a touring bike, where I'm not in a hurry, the 1x system would work quite well, particularly as it does away with some of the complications, like not having a front gear changer. Where I do have a problem is when I'm going above the cut-off speed for the e-bike system. That's 25 kilometers an hour. Then it's all of my effort, and I have to account for the large jumps in the gears. For instance, yesterday I was riding along a flat road with a slight tailwind, doing about 38 kilometers an hour in the 13 sprocket. That's one up from the top gear. When a group came past me and I decided to jump on the back, so I changed into the 11 sprocket, and whoa, was there a difference. My cadence dropped right down. That was too big a jump for me, so I changed back down again, and I ended up pedaling really quickly. Because I was pedaling so quickly, I couldn't catch that group up. Now, if I had had a in-between sprocket, a 12, well, that would have worked for me, because I would have been pedaling at the correct cadence, and I think I could have jumped on the back of that group. So where this 1x system really doesn't work for me is when I'm trying to ride fast. First, I ought to say I'm somebody who likes to be able to control my cadence, and that's important to me. If it's not important to you, then maybe my conclusion won't mean anything for you. So in situations where I'm touring along and the speed isn't really an issue, I'm happy to trade off the large gaps by adjusting my speed in order to get a comfortable cadence. However, in situations where I want to go faster, that is, I want to find the correct cadence for a particular speed, the 1x really doesn't work for me. So I think I'll be sticking with my 2x system, at least for most of my bikes. I will consider it for a touring bike though. From me, from Mallorca, until the next video, it's goodbye. Those were my thoughts while on the ride. Now I'm back, I can be a bit more analytical. As you can see here, the 2x system, at least in theory, has double the number of gears, although in practice the useful number of gears is less than that. The big difference is in the gear step size. On the 2x system, they're about half the size of the 1x. Unless you consider large gear steps an advantage, it looks like the 2x system is better. But is it? With no front gear changing, indeed no front gear changer, the 1x system definitely has simplicity on its side. However, personally I've never had a problem with the front gear changer or changing, so I don't see this as a real advantage. With a narrow wide chainring at the front and larger cassette sprockets at the rear, one could expect that the wear on the 1x system is less. There again, the component costs on the 1x system generally are higher. The clearance between the tyre and the chain is definitely larger on the 1x system, but unless you want to use very wide tyres, I don't think this really matters. Overall, I don't see any killer feature on the 1x system that would make me choose it over the 2x.
So maybe, despite my earlier comments, if I had the choice, I wouldn't put a 1x on a touring bike either. For those that are interested, here are the gear tables for the 1 and 2x systems. To subscribe, click on the 5-minute Velo roundel now. That way you won't miss any future exciting content. And here are a few other videos that you may find useful.